I'm going to compare the first generation Echo Studio to the newly released second generation Echo Studio. We'll test out the Alexa Plus response times. We'll also test out the sound quality, both at an individual level, so it's just a speaker by itself, and I also paired these two as a stereo pair and paired these two as a stereo pair. So we'll test out the sound as a stereo pair against each other to see which one sounds better. So the new one is supposed to be 40% smaller. It has the new faster processor, which should mean that it has faster response times with Alexa Plus. Again, we'll test that out. It supports Wi-Fi 6E now, which means in theory it can go faster depending on your internet speeds in your router compared to the Wi-Fi 5 on the older one. And they also added temperature sensors, presence sensors in this one, so you can ask for the temperature of this room as well. Granted, if you have one of the newer ones, you can also even ask on the older one what the temperature is in the room, and it'll tell you what the temperature is in the room of the one that has the temperature sensor. And you have the tap to play and pause with the new one, or with the alarm clock. So if you have an alarm, you could just literally just tap it and it'll snooze the alarm, whereas the old one you would actually have to push a button to do that. So there are some improvements. Oh, and I should mention that if you have an Eero mesh network, you can actually use this new Echo Studio to increase your Wi-Fi coverage to add to that Eero network. Now, don't expect crazy fast speeds or anything like that from that, but it can extend your network a bit. So do keep that in mind that the new one supports that where the old one does not. Now, the older one supports the 3.5mm audio jack, and it also supports the mini optical input or the Toslink, so where the new one does not have that feature. So the older Echo Studio just requires a power wire because it has the AC to DC built right into it. The newer Echo Studio, it has the wall charger right here, so AC to DC converter right here, and that's its size. It doesn't come with this label. This is something that I just put. I want to show you guys that my Wi-Fi speeds are very fast, more than fast enough for the Echo speakers at least, to basically do what they need to do. So the Alexa Plus response times should be very fast based on my Wi-Fi speed. So I'm getting over a gigabit down. So both of these should have zero issues connecting to the Wi-Fi network and getting fast response times. Now I muted both of these and I will be concentrating on these two, and I did change their wake words to the non-common ones. So let's get started. Computer, turn off the camera down light.
Okay.
Amazon, turn on the camera down light.
You betcha.
So it was about the same. So computer, what's 82,000 times 713?
$82,000 times 713 equals 58,466,000.
Stop listening. Amazon, what's 82,000 times 713?
That's 58,466,000.
Stop listening. Now, with the older one, I can also press the action button without even saying the keyword. So I could say, what's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
I don't have that information available right now.
What's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
I don't have that information available right now.
Stop listening. Amazon, what's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
I don't have that information available right now.
How tall is Mount Everest?
I don't have that information available right now.
Are you disconnected from the internet?
I'm connected and working fine. Is there something specific you'd like to know?
Yes, what's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
I don't have that information available right now.
What's the integral of x?
The integral of x is x squared slash 2 plus a constant.
Stop listening. Computer, what's the integral of x?
The integral of x is x squared slash 2 plus a constant of integration.
What's the square root of 64?
The square root of 64 is 8.
Stop listening. Amazon, what's the square root of 64?
8.
Stop listening. Okay, so did you guys notice a speed difference? It might be a placebo effect. I feel like this one might be just a tiny bit faster, but honestly, I really honestly can't tell a difference. They're both about the same speed. Maybe this one just by a hair, but really it's very hard to notice. Like if I asked the question and it responded right away, I could easily tell, but because it's taking time to respond, I really can't tell a difference, honestly, between these two. Maybe one of these, this one sounded just like literally a hair faster, but I'm not even sure. So not a huge difference in the response times. And I was actually surprised that it couldn't get the lowest part of the, maybe I'm not even asking the question correctly, but at least it should have tried. So kind of surprised with Alexa Plus on that one. Amazon, set your volume to a maximum. Stop listening. Computer, set your volume to maximum. Computer, set your volume to maximum. Stop listening. Okay, so because this is a stereo pair, when I asked it to adjust the volume on one, it actually adjusted on both, and the same is true for the first generation. I'm going to start off with the Bluetooth test to the individual speaker, because with Bluetooth, you can actually only connect to the individual speaker. Unlike their Amazon Music app, you can actually cast it to more than one speaker. So we'll start off with the Bluetooth test, and we'll start off with this Echo Studio, and I'm going to play some music. Okay, so right off the bat, without even thinking about it, this one sounds much louder. The bass is more powerful on this one. So just from a single speaker perspective, the older version definitely wins. This new one sounds really good. It sounds really clean. The bass is good and everything, but this one just sounds better overall. There's a clear difference that this is clearly sounding better. So now let's move on to the stereo pair. So I'm going to use the Amazon Music app for that. On repeat. Push through tired veins, freedom in our domain. Lights flash in the night, path so clear, so bright. Energy take flight, running high feels right. Keep on running, feel the power. Every second, every hour. Keep on running, rhythm on repeat. These two clearly sound better than these. They're much louder. They have more bass. This sounds really clean. They also sound really good, but it just doesn't have that, like compared to this, when you listen to it next to this one, there's a clear difference, and this one is clearly the winner. If you're looking at sound, the older Echo Studio just sounds better overall. Even though these sound really good, they sound really clean, this one it's just better from what I can tell. In summary, both of these are really good speakers. I like Alexa Plus more than Alexa because with Alexa Plus, it is much smarter. However, it does mess up from time to time, as you guys saw in this video. Now, I can ask the same question again to see if it kind of fixed itself. What's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
The deepest part of the Pacific Ocean is Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, which reaches...
What's the lowest part of the Pacific Ocean?
The lowest part of the Pacific Ocean is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench.
What's the tallest, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is the tallest mountain above sea level, measuring 8,000...
Stop listening. Okay, so it seems to be working now. I'm sure this would work as well. We'll just give it a try. Amazon. What's the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean?
The deepest part of the Pacific Ocean is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, reaching a maximum depth of 35,000...
Stop listening. So now it seems to be working. You can also ask it for a translation. So I could say, how do you say, I really like this Echo speaker in Japanese?
Here's how you say, I really like this Echo speaker in Japanese. このエコースピーカーが本当に好きです. That's quite a compliment.
Stop listening. So it seems to be working now. For a second, I was like, is something wrong with my Wi-Fi? It's like, that usually never happens with me. But I had to ask. And then, it did respond with, no, I am connected to Wi-Fi. There's no issues there. And with the indoor temperature sensor, you can actually trigger some things to happen, some routines. So you can say, oh, if my temperature gets to X degrees, I want you to turn on the air conditioning. So there are things you can do with that. And yes, if you have a new one, it still plays nicely with the older one because I could still say, what's the temperature in this room?
The temperature in this room is 76.1 degrees Fahrenheit.
And where did you get that information from?
I got that temperature reading from your Echo Studio One device, which is set up in this room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
So, as you guys saw, that even if you have the newer one, the older one has access to it and can actually do the readings directly from the older one. From a purely audio perspective, I would hands down choose the older Echo Studio versus the new one. Even though the new one sounds pretty good. In fact, it sounds a lot better than most of their Echo speakers. But if you're looking for a smaller size, if you're looking for a Star Wars kind of look, it does kind of look like the Death Star. I mean, you guys let me know. And, you can expand your Eero network. It's supposed to support home theater mode in the future. So there are a few advantages. You get to play pause with the alarm clock or the music. So if those things are important to you, this is pretty cool. But also the new one doesn't have the action button like the old one. So I can press the action button. Granted, it's not that I use that a whole lot. I usually use it with my voice. Also, with the older one, you do get that 3.5mm audio jack. You also get the mini optical in. So there are things you could do with the older one that you can't do with the newer one as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. And as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.